here. I'm going to talk a little bit about scheduling for next year. I know with a crazy end to the school year, it's just been unprecedented what you guys have been through. So we're going to try to, this is going to be really new for all of us, doing this online, virtually, with our scheduling. Between Ms. Headley and myself, I think everything is set up to go. Just want to remind you, upperclassmen, about requirements for graduation, just things about your schedule that you need to kind of think about as you're picking your courses. Just a reminder, and again, I'm talking to all my upperclassmen, so you guys I could have sophomores, juniors, or seniors here, but remember to graduate. You have to have the following requirements. 4 credits of English. Okay, so each year basically you're taking an English class. 4 credits of math. 3 credits of science. Biology is a freshman, physical science, sophomores, juniors, you either went maybe the environmental route or the chemistry. Those 3 classes are your minimum of science classes. Social studies, again, 3 credits. All our freshmen took world history. Sophomores, you're going to be taking U.S. And then your junior year, U.S. government. Or you can choose that CCP route with Mr. Baughman and take that American National Government. And remember, if you do that, I've got it down at the bottom. Just a reminder, if you take Mr. Baughman's class, you will have to take an online course about economics, financial literacy. The state requires that. So that would be your 3 social studies. Everyone has to have a half a credit of health. So you're going to take at least a semester of health and pass it. You have to pass all these classes. Physical education, and just so everyone hears this, physical education classes are 0.25. They are a quarter credit. So it takes 2 PE classes to get a half a credit. Okay, so you're going to have to take 2 courses in that. It can be PEs, it can be PE and lifting, whatever, but you have to have a half a credit. You can waive your PE credit, but to do so, you have to be in at least 2 seasons of a sport, or it can be multiple sports, but 2 seasons. 2 seasons of marching band, or 2 seasons of cheerleading. You could waive your physical education. There's a form that goes with that. I can't give you the form until you complete your PE, until you complete your either sport or cheerleading or band, the 2 seasons. So it's something you have to do probably in your sophomore year, but that's fine. You have to have 1 full credit of fine art. So fine art is defined by the state of Ohio as a chorus, band, or art class. Okay. So if you don't play an instrument in the band, if you don't sing in the choir, then you are going to be drawing an art class. Okay. The only way out of that fine art is if you go to the Career Center. There's a little piece that says if you're in a technology program, like the Career Tech Center offers, you might be able to, that's eliminated. But anybody here at Cricksville, you're taking a fine art. That is 21 credits total for graduation. Most of you will have more than that, but you must at least have 21 credits. Now, if you are one of those kids that you're really into achieving your academics and looking to challenge yourself, remember we have the honors diploma. There are 7 categories you have to meet. I'm not going to talk about all of them, but just one thing I would like to remember, especially the upperclassmen, I want you to remember that you have to take 4 credits of science and 4 social studies to get that honors diploma. And again, I'm only talking to the kids that want to get the honors diploma, but this is kind of a generic for everybody video, so bear with me. All right, so that is the academic piece of graduation. And that's what I primarily focus on. Now, I do work very closely with Miss Headley on the second piece of graduation, which is your end of course testing. She right now things are up in the air with everything since they weren't able to test in the spring. So we really don't know where that's going to stand. So I'm just going to not address that in this video. That's just not feasible for me to try to go through that. So I'm working about your academics. Again, this is a scheduling video, so there you go. This is your reminder. Graduation requirements. These are things you should be meeting. Okay. Some important things to think about as you're scheduling. Okay. On the website, I know Ms. Headley's talking about this, but on the website, not only do you have the course description guide, that scheduling guide, a list of classes, so that it's kind of like everything in one spot. You can see the courses, course numbers that are available to you, and then the master schedule. You guys have kind of been through this at least once. The teachers' names are down the left-hand side. The periods are across the top. Okay, so you would follow along on the master schedule. And I'm sorry I didn't pull that up, but you follow along on the master schedule. Find what class you want to take. Which period. So say you're a sophomore and you're looking to take English 2, you would find on that master schedule, all the periods of English 2, and maybe jot those down, which periods it's available. Because remember, some things may not fit. So you might want to get pencil and paper. I know that there's a sample schedule for you to write on. You can just use a notepad, whatever, just write down 8 periods. But, maybe the classes you want to take or have to take, you make a list of those and then write down all the periods that's available. It might help you out. Okay, so other things to remember. If you're a sophomore and planning to go to Mideast next year, you really, really, really want to get your PE and health out of the way before you go. They do not have a lot of periods of PE and health. Actually, there's one period of PE and one period of health. If it doesn't fit in your program, then you'll have to make arrangements to do it some other way, which is typically online, and I'm not sure they're as easy to work with their online stuff as we are. So you need to get that out of the way. Everyone should get PE and health done freshman, sophomore year, but if you don't, get that knocked out. If you failed a class and you're going to need to retake it, okay, you need to schedule yourself into one of those courses. You'll see it on almost every teacher's schedule somewhere across there because we have them every period. We have something called a pathway course. If you failed a course and you need to retake it, go ahead and schedule yourself a pathway course. We may move you around a little bit, but that's where we're for right now. That's where we want you to schedule yourself. Okay, so that's if you failed a class. We'll take care of what the class is and all that stuff once we get you there, but that way we know where you are. Oh, my numbering system's off. I just saw that. Well, I apologize. Sophomores, your schedule's still, like semi-chosen for you because, again, you're going to need your English, math, science, social studies, English 2, geometry, physical science, and U.S. history would be a typical schedule. If you're taking a foreign language, probably like Spanish 2. Make sure you get those. Those are your most important. Do your core classes first. Actually, that's for everybody, but just remember, don't forget those. If you are wanting to be a teacher's aide, I know nobody got to talk to any teachers about being their aide, all that stuff. It's okay. If you want to be a teacher's aide, sign up for a pathway course. The period you want to be a TA, doesn't matter who it's with, just sign up for that pathway. And then kind of like we did out of Mrs. Altier's room, we'll let you come out of that class and go to whoever okays it for you to be their TA. So, but that's just where we want you to sign up for is the pathway course. If you're a junior or senior, and again, this is only for juniors or seniors, The CBI, it's like work release. We can do it in the morning, we can do it in the afternoon, or possibly some combination of like first period, last period. We usually give you 2 periods to do work release. But to do so, remember, you have to have a job or something that can be verified, like that a employer would, write because maybe you work for a family or something. But it's never turned into the IRS. It's nothing like that. If somebody would come in and ask us why you aren't in school, we have to be able to show them something. Okay, Missy will help you with the CBI paperwork, but I'm pretty sure Miss Helly is putting those links for you to choose CBI. Okay. Students wanting to take College Credit Plus coursework. Okay, obviously we didn't administer the Accuplacer in the spring like we normally do. So really not a lot of people got to, even the colleges didn't, get to do this. So High Department of Education and Higher Education has come down with some new guidelines for allowing students to take CCP in the summer and fall. If you want to take a CCP class here, we will be looking at your GPA. If you have a cumulative GPA, which means that's your overall GPA, as a 3.0 or higher, you could take a CCP class or classes. If you're somebody who took the Accuplacer before and didn't score high enough, but you have a 3.0 or better overall, you could take a CCP class. Kind of giving us a little leeway there, so that's kind of exciting. But again, you would want to see me, or you can send me an email if you have questions about that. Okay, so this most certainly isn't everything, but it's just some things. As I was thinking about scheduling, not being able to be with you, you guys probably have questions, and I can't answer them this way, but I cannot encourage you enough to please, please, please send me an email with any questions. That's what I've been doing with my seniors with scholarship stuff. I've been answering questions, trust me, morning, noon, and night. And when I say night, I mean we have emailed at 2:30 in the morning. So send me emails if you have questions. I beg of you not to ask a friend. Ask me, because that's my job, and I just don't want you to get misinformation or not to understand something. So please go ahead, reach out to me or Miss Headley, and we'll get to you. The other thing I would encourage you to do, your teachers are still available to you. If you have questions about, hey, do you think I can do this class? Or especially if you're a math person and you want to say to your math teacher, hey, what class do you think I should take? I would encourage you to reach out to your teacher. They are available with their emails as well. If you don't know it, email me or Miss Headley, we'll get it for you. But for example, if you were in Algebra 2 this year, so when you could be a sophomore or junior in Algebra 2, you could reach out to Mr. Holderbaum or whoever you had and say, hey, what do you think? Where should I go next? Am I ready for college algebra? Miss White has a new applied algebra CCP class. Oh, it's not. I'm sorry. I don't have the name right in front of me, but she has a new CCP class. It may not be as difficult as even college algebra, but I think you should probably take college algebra for most of you. Ask them. They'll tell you. They will give you your recommendation where to go. So if you have questions, please email me. If something is missing or you thought a class would be available, let us know. We'll figure out what's going on. All right, you guys. Like I said, I'm sorry we can't answer questions in person. We're just trying to work through this. So good luck. Reach out, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Hope to see you this fall. Take care.